G'day viewers, Dave Lonergan, Arctic Film Productions. Right behind me, Disco Bay, massive amount of glaciers peeling off the Jacobshaven Glacier further upstream. Now, global warming, everyone's aware of it. What's happening basically across the entire planet is air temperatures are increasing, which then reflects on the ocean temperatures are increasing. I'm in Ilulissat, Greenland. We've been here filming for a couple of weeks. Locals have come up to us and said, you know, what are you doing? What are you filming? I said, we're just getting some footage for climate change. And then they volunteer all this information. Oh, wow, there's different species of fish coming into our region, and our ocean, the water temperature has increased over the last 5 or 6 years. It's not information that I gave them, they just came forward and told me. And a few other people have been living here for 50, 60 years, have said they're getting more rainfall than what they were getting when they were kids. They're getting more rainfall than what they're getting even 10 years ago. Now, interestingly, Greenland, it's an island, covers 2.144 million square miles. It's covered in ice cap. 85% of Greenland is covered in an ice cap up to 3.5 kilometres thick, down to an average about 1.5 kilometres thick. Now, 2022, mid-2022, which is the summer here, they recorded rainfall over the ice cap the first time ever in history. Now, what do you put that down to? A lot of people say, oh, it's just, you know, it's just an anomaly, you know, but seriously, it's the change in temperature due to the increase in burning of fossil fuels across the planet, greenhouse gases. We all know the story. The more coal, oil and gas we burn, the more pollution we put into the atmosphere. Greenhouse gas has the effect of increasing air temperature and increasing the ocean temperature. Once you start doing that, you have a situation where the two main ice caps on this planet, the southern hemisphere being the Antarctic and the Greenland ice cap where I am here right now, the melt rate is increasing in both regions. We're also getting a situation where the thaw rate of the permafrost right across the northern hemisphere is accelerated beyond anything that have been able to record in previous history. Now, that's again directly relates back to air temperature increase, ocean temperature increase. Once you do that, you throw the whole thing out of balance. And also what's happening is if you're getting rainfall across an ice cap, obviously you're not getting snowfall through the summer months, so the melt rate increases yet again. There's a whole range of things going on our planet, and they all relate back to burning of fossil fuels, which has been an advent since the Industrial Revolution 150 years ago. Now, it's not decreasing, it's actually increasing because our population is increasing, and as a lot of countries push into industrial development, they access more fossil fuels because, hey, let's face it, that's what we've been doing for the last 100 years. We've been accessing fossil fuels as our primary energy resource. So it's a lot easier to keep doing the same thing than what it is to look into renewables, which yes is happening in a lot of countries, but globally as a whole, we're still reliant 80 to 85% on fossil fuels, primary energy resource. So you're increasing ocean temperatures, as I said. Now, what happens once you start doing that is that you get the ice melt going into the ocean, so sea levels increase. And you get in a situation, say you look at the Solomon Islands, Marshall Islands, Tonga, anywhere across the Pacific region, where the water temperatures are already warmer than what they are, certainly what they are here. And what happens, you get thermal expansion, salt water increases in mass when it's heated up, when it warms up. So those regions across the Pacific, across the equator, they're firstly impacted by sea level rise before anywhere else. So that's a real window of opportunity for us to see what's happening. You look at the Marshall Islands, a third of the people have had to move away from the Marshall Islands because sea level rise has caused a lot of those atoll islands to be washed. You get overwash, right? So if you get overwash over to a low-lying island, what happens? You get saltwater inundation into the drinking water supply and the water supply they use for farming. the land becomes basically uninhabitable. Now, the same thing's happening in the Solomon Islands. There's whole regions there where islands are disappearing, and what they're recording there is a 3 times higher increase of sea level rise than anywhere else on the world. Now, that's because, as I said earlier, that region, the water is warming quicker than anywhere else. Now, then you've got another situation in the Himalayas where you've got the watershed coming down from the glacial up into glaciers in the mountains in the Himalayas. Now, that watershed feeds 500 million people. That watershed's increasing because that replenishment is now in balance. The snowfall rate to the extraction rate, the melt rate, is now out of balance. So what's going to happen when all that water disappears to 500 million people? That'll be an interesting time. Now, the US government, I was sent some details from an associate in the States. He sent me this data where the US government has done a study into sea level rises between now and 2050, and it's not a what-if scenario. They're planning for an eventual sea level rise at 2050, 20 to 30 centimetres. That's up to a foot. Now, it doesn't stop in 2050, it just keeps going. So then you've got this increasing problem of inundation of seawater into low-lying areas like Bangladesh. Look at Pakistan right now. It's a whole change scenario than what it was 100 years ago. It's all coming down to the same old thing: coal, oil and gas. Thanks for watching. I'm Dave Lonergan, Arctic Film Productions.